Good morning, everybody. This is Karen Gessler from Pharmacy Practice and Pharmaceutical Sciences, and I just learned a new yoga flow this morning, and I was super excited to share it. So I thought maybe I would share it with all of you. One of the best things that yoga has been able to teach me is to literally teach me how to breathe. Breathing is something that we have all been doing since the moment we were born, but when I realized how I could control my breath and how my breath could help me feel in control of sometimes out of control situations, it was just a really powerful thing. So today I'm going to teach you a flow where there is really breath to movement. You breathe with your movement, and I think it's just such a beautiful, beautiful experience. So we're going to take just a few warm-ups. If you could go ahead and just do easy seated pose, or if you want, you could do half locust pose, or if you're super flexible, you could do full locust pose. And what we're going to do is just roll your shoulders back and take a few head rolls, circling all the way around. You may hear your neck crack. I always hear my neck crack when I do this. And take one more head roll in the direction that you're going. And when you've finished that, go ahead and take 3 head rolls in the opposite direction, remembering not to bring your shoulders up, but to keep your shoulders down. And then when you finish that last head roll, we're going to go ahead and just take a stretch on our left hand side. So take your right hand, extend it out, pull your left hand up, don't hunch over, really keep your shoulder in line with your hips, and just take a nice long body stretch on your left hand side. If you are comfortable, you can turn your head and look up, you can look forward, you can look down at the ground, wherever there's no tension and no pain on your neck. Come on back up. We're going to raise your right hand up and we're going to tilt over to the left. Again, being mindful to keep your shoulder in line with your hips and to try not to curve forward, to really get that beautiful stretch on your right hand side. And then come on back up. We're going to take a few cat and cows just to warm up our spine, and then we're going to get right into our flow. So tabletop position, wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. You're going to inhale, drop your belly, tilt your head up, breathe in, and exhale. Round your back, push up through your shoulders to cat. Breathe in, drop your belly, extend your head up and forward. Breathe out, pushing up through your spine, rounding to cat. Let's take 2 more of those. Breathe in to cow and out to cat. Really pressing up. Last one. Breathe into cow and out to cat. Now, in all the yoga that I have done, and you know I love it, I have done a lot of sun salutations. This is the first time I learned how to do an earth salutation though. So I'm going to teach you the movements and then we're going to put it together with breath to movement. So the first pose you're going to take on this is you're going to put your knees together and your feet together, and you're going to sit directly back on your heels, keeping your spine tall and your shoulders away from your ears. Hands just right here on your legs. This is called rock pose. I didn't know that. This is a new one for me. When you're going to breathe in and breathe out, open rock. You're going to arch your back a little bit, push your spine forward, take a nice body stretch. Breathe in, tall rock, keeping your shoulders pressed away from your ears and really reaching through your fingertips, stretching up through that spine. And then, like a rock child's pose, you're going to keep your knees together and just melt into the ground. Now this one's a little complicated, so if you want to watch and then we can try it together, you're going to take a little bit of weight in your hands and you're just going to kind of shimmy your head, your chest, everything forward and come into a high cobra. Now when you're in high cobra, you want to work towards raising your thighs off the ground. But right now, if your thighs are on the ground and that's where you're at, that's just perfectly fine. So once you're in high cobra, and then lift yourself up to downward facing dog. Take a minute to kind of stretch out in downward facing dog. Remember, your heels are pointing in the direction of straight, but it really doesn't matter where your heels are, as long as you're getting that deep stretch. And a lot of times when I'm in downward facing dog, I tend to do weird things with my neck, so I always have to consciously drop my neck and wiggle it around so I'm not holding any tension in it. Okay, take your last little bit of movement in downward facing dog and go ahead and lift your right leg up to three-legged dog. While your leg is lifted up, it doesn't matter if it's here or here, wherever it might be, you want to try to keep your hips squared towards the front of the room, or the front of your mat, I should say. Then go ahead and open. So your shoulders are squared to the front of the room, but you're opening up through your hips, lifting up through your knee, flexing that foot, really opening that area. Go back to downward facing dog, three-legged dog, I'm sorry. Go ahead and bring your knee to your nose, or as close as you can get your knee to your nose. Back to three-legged dog. Now this one's kind of interesting. We're going to go pigeon on our right-hand side. So you're going to pull your leg through and set it down so your body is like this. I'll turn so you can see what the front looks like this. Now you're working your knee in the direction of parallel, but it does not matter if your knee is here or here or here, wherever you are comfortable with and you feel like you get a good stretch without any pain. So on an inhale, really stretch yourself up, get long through your spine. And then on an exhale, fold forward. And we're just going to hang out here for a minute to get a good stretch. When we put breath to movement, we won't be hanging out here, but for right now, we're just going to get that good hip stretch. Okay, put your hands underneath you and go ahead and press back up to three-legged dog and bring your right foot down. Now we're going to do that whole thing, but we're going to do it on the left-hand side. So you're in downward dog. Go ahead and raise your left leg up to three-legged dog. Open up that left leg, bend that knee, raise that hip, raise that knee towards the ceiling, really open up, nice stretch. Go back to three-legged dog. On your next inhale, take your knee to nose. Go back to three-legged dog. Now we're going to do that pigeon. So take your left leg and bring it all the way through And set up for pigeon on your left-hand side. Again, you're working your leg in the direction of parallel, but it really doesn't matter. Wherever it is and you get a good stretch. Sit up tall on an inhale. Fold forward on an exhale. And just hang out and get that good juicy stretch. All right, plant your hands underneath you. Get ready to put your weight in your hands. Take your right foot and pop it up so your toes are on the ground. And then go ahead and lift yourself back to three-legged dog. And then back to downward dog. And then lower your knees to the earth. And sit back into rock. So that's our flow. We're going to go through it nice and slow because it took me a few times going through to learn it. What you really want to practice is that each time you do a movement, one movement is a breath in, and then the next movement is a breath out. So you find yourself flowing through these postures and really connecting your breath to your flow. So we're going to go ahead and give that a try. Go ahead, sit back on your feet, spine tall, shoulders away from your ears. Inhale to rock. Exhale to open rock. Extend your arms long. Inhale, bring your arms above your head to tall rock. Get a nice big spine stretch. Exhale, forward fold forward to almost a child's pose, rock. Now, this is when we do that crawl ahead. Inhale, scooch yourself down to upward cobra. And then exhale, roll yourself back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high for three-legged dog. Exhale, open that leg up, get that knee up, really file a good stretch. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale to pigeon. So bring that leg out front. Get yourself seated in that nice deep stretch. Inhale, tall pigeon. Exhale, relaxing pigeon. Place your hands underneath you. Get ready to lift that right leg up. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. And exhale to downward dog. Let's take a breath here and out. And we're going to repeat the whole sequence on the left-hand side. Left leg, inhale to three-legged dog. Exhale, open that left leg up and really get that beautiful side stretch. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale to three-legged dog. Exhale to pigeon. Bring your leg through. Set it down on the ground. Inhale to tall pigeon. And exhale to folding pigeon. Place your hands underneath you and get ready to lift that leg up, back to inhaling, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do this last time. Inhale. And then on your exhale, bring yourself down to rock. We're going to run through this sequence one more time. This is a great sequence to practice as soon as you get up in the morning to really loosen up your body It's also good when you need a break midday, and just really focus on matching your breath to the movement. It's not about how fast you go. It's about connecting your own movement to your own breath. So let's run through it one more time together. Inhale, rock. Exhale, extend your hands down to the ground for open rock. Raise your hands on the next inhale, up tall. For tall rock, really stretch out that spine. And then exhale, fold over your knees to almost that child's pose rock. Shimmy forward, bring your forward head down to the mat and your chest, and bring yourself up to an inhale in a high cobra. And exhale, lift your tail to downward facing dog. Let's take a breath in and take a breath out. On an inhale, raise your right leg for three-legged dog. On an exhale, crack that open. Raise your knee up towards the side, really open up. Inhale back to three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back to three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that right leg all the way through to pigeon. Inhale with a tall spine and fold over on your exhale. Plant your hands, get ready to lift your right leg back up to three-legged dog on an inhale. And bring that leg down to downward dog on an exhale. Take a breath in and take a breath out. On your next inhale, get ready to raise your left leg for three-legged dog. On an exhale, crack that open, twist to the side, raise your knee up, bend that leg. On an inhale, return back to three-legged dog. And on an exhale, bring your left leg through, knee to nose. Inhale, return to three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that left leg through all the way to pigeon. Get set up in pigeon. Inhale, sit up tall in pigeon. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands and raise your left leg back to three-legged dog on an inhale. And then return to downward dog on an exhale. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and as you breathe out, go ahead and return to rock. So again, it's not important how fast you go. What's important is that you're doing this in a safe way where you're moving your body and you're cracking open your body, but you're not hurting your body. Do it so that there is no pain. And as you run through this, just be very mindful of when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out. It's amazing what learning to connect breath to movement can do for your soul. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was my first time going through something like that. I know I enjoyed it. So until we all are together again, I hope you have a great day and a great rest of the week. Bye.